Here we have the graph of some function, and who knows what the actual formula for the function is, but that doesn't really matter. We've got f of x, and we would like to sketch this negative f of 2x. So there are two things going on here. All right, we've got this 2 in front of the x, and we've got the negative in front of the whole function. So let's talk about what those two things mean. This 2 in front of the x, that's a horizontal non-rigid transformation. Now remember, the things with x are kind of backwards. All right, so if I take x and multiply this by 2, I'm going to use the reciprocal of that, which is 1/2, and that means I'm going to have a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. Horizontal shrink, okay, by a factor of 1/2. That means every x value that I have gets multiplied by 1/2. All right. Now, I probably should have used a different color since my starting is red. Let me go ahead and change the color on this just so that we're staying clear. So let's style it as, I'll do it over in the menu. Let's take that as blue. All right. So we're going to do now in blue the horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. So every x value that I have, I've got this. I'll start with my intercepts because those are kind of easy to work with. All right. So if I take -4 and multiply by 1/2, I get -2. Okay. If I take 0 and multiply by 1/2, it still stays as 0. If I take 2 and multiply by 1/2, I get 1. Okay. So I've got those. Those are my new x-intercepts. I'm also going to use these local minimum points just because those are going to be kind of easy to track and will help me as I try to sketch it. So down here, I've again got an x value of -2, and if I multiply that by 1/2, I get -1. So that puts me right there. Right here, this minimum, I have an x value of 1, and if I multiply that by 1/2, I get 1/2, which puts me right there. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and do our best to draw this, and you know, you don't have to be perfect at drawing. I don't have the steadiest hand, but you know, we got to kind of get our oh, that was not what I wanted. Come up to a point, and then okay, and that's kind of a sketch of what our function would look like after doing that horizontal shrink. Okay. Then we have this negative out in front, all right? And so the negative, well, if you put a negative in front of the entire function, that is a reflection. And in front of the whole function, it's a reflection in the x-axis. So we take this whole thing and reflect it. So my intercepts will stay the way they are, but now this point down here at -4, that pops up to a +4. And this point down here at -1 pops up to a +1. Okay. And then we can kind of, again, try to sketch that. Don't want it to be perfect, but want to get the same, the general shape. Okay, so the green one is what I end up with. Let me get rid of the blue just so that it looks a little bit cleaner. And we have a better picture of our new function.